A man was arrested and falsely convicted of a crime that he did not commit. As a result, he served 25 years in jail. And after he was released, police found new evidence that exonerated the guy from the crime completely. But there was something that troubled this one reporter, and she decided to do an interview with this guy. And on the day of the interview, this reporter asked, "How is it that during this whole process, you were calm and collected? You even had a smile on your face during the whole ordeal. And as I'm seated across from you today, you still have the same smile on your face. I mean, I don't understand, because these people did you an injustice. Why aren't you mad and angry about it?" And this guy looked at the reporter, and with a smile on his face, he said to her, "They took my freedom. They took a lot of things from me. But one thing that I vowed they will never take away from me is my joy." So the guy said that on the day that he was convicted, he took with him a picture of his daughter. And every day of the 25 years that he served, he would wake up and look at a picture of his daughter. And I mean, there were so many things he would have complained about. But he said he chose to be thankful that one day he's going to be able to see his daughter again. And he told the reporter that that picture of my daughter kept the joy in me and kept me grateful, even though I was going through hell. When you are going through storms in your life, gratitude is often the last thing that would pop up in your mind. I mean, you are in a fight of your life sometimes in some of the storms. You are fighting for your sanity. And so pausing in the middle of a storm to be grateful, that is not normal. What's normal is having feelings of anger and bitterness. I mean, you are in a fight for your life. Unfortunately, storms are part of life. We cannot avoid them. There's a season for joy and a season for tears. There's a season for sun and a season for rain. Unfortunately, regardless of who we are, storms are part of our lives. And so you cannot avoid them. And I'm thinking about a grape. When you take a grape and you want to make wine out of the grape, unfortunately, you cannot make wine with a whole grape. A process has to happen for that grape to be turned from a fruit to wine that can be preserved for a long time. And the process involves crushing the grape and the fermentation and the whole process to change a good fruit in a grape into a durable drink in a wine. But it has to go through the process. It has to go through a gold in its original form. And you take gold as a final product, and they look very different. This gold in its final refined product is valuable. It's beautiful. But it has to go through the process of purification, of being melted, of being separated, so that we can get the pure gold that is way too valuable. And this process, just the same way as a grape goes through the process of crushing and fermentation for the grape to be changed into wine, is synonymous to storms in our lives. The storms will be there. And storms are not the funnest things to go through. Storms are often painful. The crushing is almost always very painful. But what happens after you go through a storm and you come out the other side? You come up with something. You come up with a story. You come out with a testimony. You come out with victory. You come up with a story that you can tell, that I went through that storm and I beat that storm and I survived that storm, and I have a story to tell. I mean, you can go through storms in very many different ways. You can choose to go through a storm angry and bitter. Or you can choose to go through a storm calm and with gratitude and with joy. And I know that is abnormal. But it takes practice. That is not normal. Being grateful in a storm is not normal. I began this video today with the story of this guy who served 25 years for something he did not do. I mean, this guy could have chosen to go through this storm in his life with a lot of anger and hatred. But he purposed in his heart and in his mind that even though they took his freedom, they were not going to take his joy. And so the fact is, storms will happen. Even Jesus said, the storms will be there. And so it's a choice of how you decide to go through a storm. And I mean, you cannot just be perfect and just go out and say, I'm going to be grateful and I'm going to be joyful through this storm in my life. It is something that takes practice. That you might fail at first, but if you keep trying, then you will get it. If you keep purposing in your mind and in your heart to stay joyful, to think of something to be grateful for, even when you're going through the fire. Just like this guy took a picture of his daughter and he referenced that. And that was the point of gratitude for him. And so even though he was going through storms in his life, the picture of his daughter and the life after prison, the life after the fire, kept him grateful. And so you have to make a choice to know that you'll come out of the storm with a story. You'll come out of the storm with a victory. But are you going to come out of the storm on the other side with hatred and anger and being worn out? Or are you going to come out of the other side? Are you going to come out of the fire with joy? The joy of the Lord is our strength. In my life, I have found that when I involve the Lord in my storms, when I look to Him and I ask for strength to find joy, for strength to find gratitude in a storm, that the Lord has granted me that. When I do storms with God by my side, it makes it better for me. Because I have tried doing storms by my own self, and I come out on the other side weary and weak and angry and bitter. But when I do storms with God by my side, He gives me strength. And I find something to be grateful for in the midst of a storm. And so, whether you're going through a storm right now, or whether the next season of your life is a storm, I want to ask you to involve the Lord in the next storm in your life. Ask Him to grant you strength to find joy through the storm, to find gratitude through the storm. Because something beautiful happens when you come out of the other side with a testimony, with a story, and with joy in your heart. It's very different than coming out of the other side, yes, with a testimony, but with a lot of anger and hatred and bitterness. Storms are always going to be there with us. But I pray that you seek the Lord to be alongside you as you fight through the storms of life. I hope that you make a choice to ask the Lord to help you find gratitude and joy when you're going through the storm in your life. Because I promise you, the difference is huge. I hope you were blessed today. And I hope whether you're going through a storm right now or you will go through a storm, I hope you will enlist the Lord and you will ask Him to give you the strength to find joy, to find gratitude as you walk through the storm. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and click on the subscribe button below. And if you've already subscribed, don't forget to hit that notification bell and you'll be notified every time I upload a video. I do appreciate your support and I do appreciate that you guys come and watch my videos. Thank you so much for your support and may God bless you immensely. But remember, I love you, but God loves you even more. See you next time. God bless you.